Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. It is exactly 16 after 9 o'clock, and it's also a very big and warm welcome to our Polokwane listeners on One Nation FM. To hope that you do become a part of the conversation and enjoy the rest of this hour with us right here on Salam Media. Okay, next we have Bongani Mazibuko, who is the Secretary of DENOSA, which is the Democratic Nursing Organization of South Africa. And the reason we're going to be talking to him is that we've heard the tragic news of at least 10 people that have died in Gauteng, Hammanskraal to be exact. And this is due to diarrhea, a diarrheal disease outbreak. What do we know about it? Why has this happened? And what is the Department of Health and other such entities doing to curb this situation? Bongani, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
A very worrying situation, is it not? It also indicates that we're having huge problems with our water sources then.
Definitely. This is a very worrisome time, and I think what's more burdensome for us is the fact that the issue of water issues in Hammanskraal has been ongoing for at least the past 16 years or so, and it seems that there's no end in sight. And hence, we are saying that we are calling for the national department to probably then get involved, because it seems like the city in itself is not able to manage the situation properly. It doesn't make sense that after all these years in democracy, we're still having places where people need to ration water and get water tankers to be given water through water tankers. It's totally unacceptable.
What do we know about this particular situation in Hammanskraal where 10 people have died? Was it due to using water from the water tankers or water from probably rivers, streams, etc., which were not adequately treated? What exactly is the situation? And of course, this is now concerning the rest of Gauteng province as well.
Yes. What we've know so far is that the residents have been warned that they should not drink the water from the tap. They should boil the water before they can use it. And as of this morning, we've actually received an update that there's 12 people that have since passed on. And it's a total of about 100 patients between Jubilee, Josh Mukari, and Steve Biko that have been admitted due to the cholera outbreak. And there has been tests that have been taken to outline and to identify the source clearly. But the worrying thing is that if the tap water itself is not safe, and people have to get water through the tankers again, that means then that we are all at risk, if one can put it so. Because if we are the minute we're saying that the tap water is unsafe to drink, then it means then we are not able to. The city is not, in essence, providing safe water for the residents of Tshwane.
So obviously there is this kind of almost points to the water sanitation services, does it not?
That's correct.
Something is not happening as it should at the sanitation services, because if the water coming out of the taps is infecting people, that means that they're not treating the water properly or correctly, and that is why we are at risk. What's our next step then to protect us? And of course, we don't want to create panic, but what do we tell the rest of the people in Gauteng? How do you go about ensuring your safety against maybe getting sick from drinking water?
Well, at the moment, the only advice that we can give is reiterate the same things that the Department of Health has been saying, that we need to adhere to sanitary way of doing things, almost like doing things the way we did during COVID. You need to sanitize, you need to wash your hands with soap and water, and before you can drink the water, boil it for at least a minute and add a bit of salt. And fruits and raw vegetables, let's wash them, but not with the water that is from the tap, as they had said that the tap water is not clean or it's not safe for consumption. So we need to get to a point where the city and the department in the province, actually the people who are supplying water, can give us a guarantee that the water is safe to drink again. But we know that at the moment issues are currently isolated to Hammanskraal, and there are some reports in the Moretele area as well. So we're just saying that the public should take care and try to adhere to those recommendations by the Department of Health until the situation is resolved.
We here in the city of gold in Johannesburg. I'm wondering if we should also follow those protocols. You
In,
know,
mhm. Yeah,
the plants are different. Obviously, the
true.
water purifying plants, are based in different areas. But would
Mhm.
you rather be cautious, rather be safe than sorry?
Definitely, I'd rather say that it's easier to be cautious and take the precautions, unlike take a risk and then be exposed and end up in hospital. And if a person is feeling sick at all at any stage, they should seek medical attention urgently, because you don't want to take time and delay and only find out later on that there's something wrong. And by the time you seek help, it's very late. So I think one of the best things would be prevention is better than cure. So even in Joburg, I would give the same advice to say that people, let us be wary and be careful of the water that we use, particularly from our taps.
Okay, you are the secretary of DENOSA, the nursing organization. Undoubtedly, you come from a nursing background yourself or some sort of a medical background. Uh, what are the signs and symptoms? When should I be worried if my loved one or my children display certain signs and symptoms that indicate it's due to the drinking water, for example?
High temperature, that would indicate an infection, loose watery stools, also on a continuous basis. So the minute the stools come on a regular basis and they are loose and watery, and they are also accompanied with a high temperature or fever, then start seeking medical attention, because even as you ingest water or anything, it would normally come out as well. So those are the major signs and symptoms of saying that diarrhea or of cholera. Apologies for yeah.
Okay. And uh, if I present with very mild symptoms and don't want to go to the doctor, for example, how can I treat myself at home? The safest and the simplest way of treating myself at home.
Yeah, rehydrate and make sure that you monitor yourself very closely. The most important thing would be to rehydrate and move away from the source of the infection if there is an infection. So it means, as we had said, stop taking the water from the tap. Take those precautions, washing your hands and so forth, and making sure that you don't consume raw fruits. And if you eat the fruits, peel them so that you not expose the outer cover, the layer, the skin of the fruits does not is the one that could be carrying. And also hygiene and not shaking hands with a person. If you shake hands, do sanitize or wash your hands afterwards. And when you're coming from the bathroom, make sure that you wash your hands with soap and water again, making sure that you prevent the spread of the infection, because this disease can only be spread through contact or coming into with another person, or coming in contact with an exposed surface or water source.
My final question then. Would boiling the water ensure, let's assume I'm in Hammanskraal, knowing that so many people have been infected there. Will boiling the water do the trick? Is there anything more that they need to do than just boiling the water and consume that cooled off boiled water?
Boil the water, add a bit of salt, but at the moment that is the only thing that one can do. That bit of boiling, and because at least it kills off any possible infections that could be in there as well.
Okay. Bongani Mazibuko from DENOSA, thank you indeed for your insights this morning. And I think just as a precautionary measure, we here in Johannesburg will start boiling our water as well. Thank you. We do
Thank you
hope
for
that
your time.
we hope this gets contained sooner rather than later.
We hope so as well. Thank you.
Okay, it is a 9:26 news and views on Salam Media. Still to come on the show, we are going to be talking to Jenny Katz. She is from Maltino, the Institute for Language and Literacy, but we are also going to be touching on something pretty important here for us on Salam Media, and we're going to talk with Imran Mukaddam and the big story around top cops being removed from posts for refusing to serve pork to Becky Tlele. What do you make of that? I'm absolutely shocked, but we are going to talk with Imran Mukaddam in a minute or two.